play-by-play broadcast. I'm your host, David. It's just going to be me today. We'll see how this goes. We got the second game of the Red Sox versus Yankees season upcoming. They had a tough loss yesterday. Unfortunately, on opening day, 6-5 to the Yankees in extra innings, but we're hoping that they can rebound today. Brady unfortunately could not join us, but it is his birthday today, so make sure to give him some well wishes. Hope you're all having a good Saturday so far. Game should be starting in a few minutes. One of the big things that came from yesterday's game was in extras when Bogarts gave us the lead in the 10th inning with a go-ahead bloop single to left field. People didn't know if he was going to play today because as soon as he hit the ball, he came out of the box limping. And he's going to test it out today. Bogarts is in the lineup today, and I guess his hamstring isn't holding him back too much, and he's going to play in short today. So it'll be interesting to see if that's a lingering issue for the next few games, but he's just going to roll with it. Obviously, Devers yesterday with a big game, having the 3-run shot to get the offense going in the first inning off Garrett Cole, and JD Martinez added an RBI double, and you had players like Verdugo and Xander Bogaerts show up and have multi-hit days. So a tough gut punch yesterday for the Red Sox for sure, but again, it's just one of 162 games. We still got 161 more to go. Can't overreact. You can't overreact for sure. And we should be getting underway in just a couple minutes. Hope you're all doing well on this fine Saturday. It's a little rainy out earlier where I am, but just happy to be able to get this game in for sure down in New York. As we all know, for the second straight year, the Red Sox opening day was postponed, but they were able to do it yesterday. And you got game 2 of the 3-game set coming up in a couple minutes here. But yeah, don't be shy if you're watching. You have anything to say? You have any comments on the Red Sox game yesterday? How you think the game's going to go today? Let me know. This one should be interesting because there's a lot of unpredictability with both pitchers on the mound. We honestly could be seeing the likings of a shootout because these pitchers, you don't know what you're going to get from Pivetta and Severino, which I'll get into a little bit. So yesterday was a high-scoring game. I predicted that wrong in the pre-series recap. I thought that yesterday's game was going to be a low-scoring one between the battle of the two aces and Garrett Cole and Nathan Eovaldi. But I feel like this one also has a liking to be an offensive shootout. And it'll be interesting to see if the Red Sox can keep pace if it's that kind of game because it's very easy to lose those games pretty quickly or to lose pace when you have to be continuously scoring runs in games like that. Got Jemai Webster on the screen. Obviously, don't want to get copyrighted, so of course I'm not going to be playing the game or playing the audio. So hope I don't miss anything, but no, I cannot hear anything. I really guess I don't need these headphones on, but why not keep them on? Justin does the same thing, I guess, for his Celtics broadcast. But about to get underway. should be starting up right now. We'll take a look at the Red Sox starting lineup. So, leading off for the Red Sox is Kike Hernandez in center. Batting second is Rafael Devers at third. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, batting third, and JD Martinez is the DH and cleanup. Verdugo in left, batting fifth. Trevor Story batting sixth at second. Bobby Dahlback, the seventh hitter at first base. Jackie Bradley Jr., JBJ, and right, batting eighth. And rounding out the batting order, batting ninth, is your catcher, Christian Vasquez. On the bump today is Luis Severino, who only pitched in 4 games last year, but he did go 1-0. Severino has had injury issues since 2019. He's hoping to put together his first full campaign since undergoing Tommy John surgery a few years ago. And just a few years ago, also, he was one of the top pitchers in the league. He finished in the top 10 in Cy Young voting 2 years in a row, I believe, in both 2017 and 2018. So he is hoping to put together another solid campaign here in 2022. On the defensive side for the Yankees, you have DJ LeMahieu at third base, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa at second, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa at short, Gleyber Torres at second, Anthony Rizzo at first. You have in left Joey Gallo, in center Aaron Judge, and in right field Giancarlo Stanton. And Higashioka is doing the catching for Severino. Just about getting ready to go underway here. It's 54 degrees in New York, 47% humidity, not too much wind. And the first pitch is in there, inside for a ball, and we're underway. Kike Hernandez heading into his second season as a full-time player with the Boston Red Sox as the 1-0. Misses outside, ball 2. Kike's godfather happens to be the father of longtime Yankee Jorge Posada as the 2-0. It's fouled away. Hernandez started off his career with the Dodgers as a platoon player for many seasons. And last season, when he signed with the Red Sox in free agency, was given the chance to be a full-time player for the first time. And after a rough start, he put together a heck of a campaign. 2-1 hits the shortstop and thrown to first. So Kike is retired on the 6-3 putout. And there's one gone here in the first. That was Kiner-Falefa throwing it up there. Now Rafael Devers at the plate for the Red Sox. Devers got the party started yesterday with a 2-run shot in the top of the first off Garrett Cole. Devers took Garrett Cole deep 3 times last year. And the pitch misses outside for ball 1. Devers has a cousin who spent time in both the Yankees and the Marlins organizations, Jose Devers. He's currently with the Marlins organization, that is his cousin, as the pitch is in there for a strike, making the count 1-1. And time is called by Devers before the next pitch is thrown. Devers, obviously, big part of the Red Sox success last year, and he's just been coming into his own as here's the 1-1. Devers swings, grounder foul down the first base line. Obviously, there's talks as to if the Red Sox will be able to get a contract extension done with Rafael Devers, who has expressed his willingness to stay in Boston for a while, but they were unable to reach one before the end of spring training. As we get ready for the 1-2 here. The pitch. And their first strike, and Devers goes down looking on the inside corner. So there's 2 down in the first inning. Severino off to a good start here. Severino paints in the corner there, 98 miles per hour, and he got Devers looking the whole way. And now coming up for the Red Sox is Xander Bogaerts. Wasn't sure, as I said at the top of the broadcast, if he'd play today for Boston, but he is trying it out, even with the hamstring injury, as the first pitch misses inside for ball one. Bogarts batted 295 last season with 23 homers and 79 RBIs and another All Star appearance for the Red Sox shortstop as the 1 0. Misses outside for ball two. Bogarts is one of six Aruban players in MLB history. The 2 0. Fouled away by Bogarts down the first baseline. Count moves to 2-1. For me personally, Bogarts has been a favorite of mine for years since he came up. I feel like I've grown up with him, both watching the Red Sox and growing up myself, and watching this kid just grow up as he's going to be 30 come this October, as Bogarts swings and misses for strike two. Bogarts is he's been with the Red Sox organization since he was 16, as both him and his brother, Jared Bogarts, were signed as international free agents. As Bogarts swings and misses at strike three, and that retires the side. So a good start from Severino, and after the first half inning, they're still tied 0-0. Pivetta hits the bump. Just update my scorecard here. Let's get this. Well, I didn't want to click on that, but we'll try and get this score updated, hopefully. That's much better. I don't know why it takes forever to update the score, the Google score sheet, but when we did the broadcast last week for the Pirates game, Brady and I for that spring training game, the seemed like the Google scoreboard was like always a half inning or an inning behind. So hopefully this is more updated today. Just got a commercial break here. This is something we ran into last week, where I didn't know me and Brady were running out of things to talk about in the commercial breaks. And we're back. Nick Pivetta getting ready to take the mound for the Red Sox. Pivetta went 9-8 last year with a 4.53 ERA. Red Sox are obviously expecting him to hopefully take a little bit more of a step forward this year, as our pitching depth and the rotation took a hit with the loss of Eduardo Rodriguez to the Tigers in free agency, and with Chris Sale not being ready until June, the earliest to come back and pitch and be a part of the rotation. So Pivetta slots into the 2 spot for now, and we're going to need him to build off of what he was able to do last year in the playoffs. As here's the first pitch from Pivetta. It's in there for strike one. Batting lineup for the Yankees, you have Donaldson leading off again, Aaron Judge batting second, Anthony Rizzo batting third, Stanton batting cleanup, LeMahieu, Gallo, Gleyber Torres, Higashioka, and Kenner Falefa batting ninth. That rounds up the batting order for the Yankees. As here's the 0-1. Batted away by Donaldson, and it's quickly 0-2. Donaldson made his debut on April 30th, 2010. and 135 games for Minnesota last season. He had 247 with 26 homers and 72 RBIs. As the 0-2 pitch misses low and outside. It's unclear as to what Josh Donaldson will be able to contribute to this team this year, but he, as a 36-year-old, but he clearly still has something left in the tank. If anything, if last year proved anything, he can still hit for a lot of power. Donaldson's nickname is the bringer of rain, as he calls time. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Misses inside. Count even at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Donaldson lines it right to Devers. Nice catch. And that'll be the first out. Devers at the hot corner. Gets the ball into his glove, and the one retired so far in the bottom of the first inning. Devers with a big smile on his face after that. You got to love how Devers plays with a lot of energy. As up to bat comes Aaron Judge. The first pitch being outside for ball one. We'll take a quick look at the Red Sox defense. I did touch upon it at the beginning of the broadcast, but left to right in the infield, you have Devers at third, Bogarts at short, Story at second, Dahlbeck at first, and the outfield left to right, Verdugo in left, Kike Hernandez in center, and Jackie Bradley Jr. in right. And catching is Christian Vasquez for Nick Pivetta. As the second pitch is in there for a strike, count even at 1-1. Red Sox, not a great defensive team last year. A lot of timely and costly errors in the field. Hoping to clean some of that up this year as the 1-1 from Pivetta. Swing and a miss, strike two. Obviously, you look at someone like Kike Hernandez, who ended up playing more time in center field last year than the Red Sox likely envisioned. And he prospered in that role, made a ton of nice plays, and he'll be spending a lot of time this year now with the acquisition of Trevor Story to play second. The 1-2 is hit up the middle. Story makes the play, throws it to first, and Judge is retired. 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. Red Sox fielding percentage last year was .981. They had 108 errors. But you look at someone like Jackie Bradley Jr., who will hopefully be able to clean that up this season as he comes back to the Red Sox and will be in right field. Now in steps Anthony Rizzo. As he swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Mile high pop up to Devers in the shift, and Devers gets under it, and just like that, it's the end of the first inning. So in just 10 pitches, Pivetta gets 3 outs, 1-2-3 inning for both sides, and we're tied at 0 after 1 inning. Both pitchers getting off to good starts early in this game. We'll see if that continues. Due up for the Red Sox is JD Martinez, Alex Verdugo, and Trevor Story. We have another commercial break. Got to find ways to fill time with this for sure, these commercial breaks. But obviously, it's great that the Red Sox, good to see Pivetta get off to a good start in his first start in the 2022 campaign. We're going to need all the help we can get from pitching at all levels in the starting rotation, the bullpen. So hopefully, you hope the Red Sox, I'm sure, hope that Pivetta can give him 6 good innings today. And he's already 1 inning down. So here's to hoping we can just get a quality start from Pivetta today and just get in the win column. As we get back to the broadcast here, JD Martinez getting ready to get up at the plate. His career in April at the Red Sox, his average in April is .335. He's hit 16 home runs in April. And he's hoping to continue that success here as the first pitch from Severino is swung at and popped up by JD Martinez in the shallow right. And, it falls into foul territory, and Rizzo tried to make a play on it, but it was just out of the reach of his glove. So JD stays alive at the plate with the count being 0-1. Rizzo had a hurry there, and it was Rizzo and Gleyber Torres and Stanton making a run at it. But Rizzo was the closest in foul territory, and he reached out at his glove, but it was just out of his reach, and JD stays alive. Very tough play for Rizzo to make, but obviously you can tell he looks a little frustrated there, wishes he made that play. As the 0-1 from Severino to JD is high and inside for ball 1. JD Martinez joined the Red Sox in 2018, and he's in the final season of the 5-year, $110 million contract he signed with them back in spring training of 2018. Here's the 1-1. Swung on in a grounder, hit to Kenner Falefa at short, and he can't get a glove on it, and JD Martinez reaches at first. So the Red Sox have their first base runner of the day, and JD Martinez gets aboard with Alex Verdugo due up next. Soft little roller to Kenner Falefa at short, and he just couldn't get a glove on it. This is where I wish I could hear the broadcast, because I'd like to hear if it was an error there. I will be able to look at the update on my phone to see if it was. We'll see what they ruled at. I would imagine that's a base hit as Verdugo steps to the plate and takes a strike for the first pitch. They are ruling that a base hit for JD, which I think is the right call. Verdugo for the 0-1, high and outside, making the count even at 1-1. Verdugo is originally a second-round pick, 67 overall by the Los Angeles Dodgers in 2014. And the 1-1. Low for ball 2. Verdugo's in his 3rd season as an everyday player for the Boston Red Sox. He has bounced around at all positions in the outfield for the Red Sox, but it seems as if he's going to be making a home in left field, as that was what it was trending towards at times last year. But he does have he's versatile enough to play all 3 positions in the outfield. As the 2-1 is hit by Verdugo. That's high. That's deep into right field and gone. Alex Verdugo, 2-run shot, and just like that, the Red Sox are up early again. 2-0 Red Sox as Alex Verdugo goes yard on Severino for his first home run of the 2022 campaign. He is fired up, touches home plate, touches them all. And for the second straight game, the Red Sox offense catches fire early. That was just where Verdugo likes that pitch. It's a little low. It was in the strike zone. It wasn't all the way inside. It was low middle, but Verdugo ate all of that and admired it as he crushed it in the deep right. 382-foot shot, which, yes, that is a deep shot at the Mickey Mouse Yankee Stadium. And just like that, the Red Sox get off to another early lead as Trevor Story takes strike one. Verdugo's fired up, high-fiving all his teammates in the dugout. As Story fouls one away. Verdugo pointing at someone or something. I'm not sure exactly on his home run trot. Pointing up at multiple things. I wonder if they still do the home run card. They didn't show it on the broadcast I'm watching, but I wonder if they still do that for the Red Sox in the celebration, or maybe they came up with something new for a new season. Here's the 0-1, fouled away from Story, making it 0-2. That's got to feel good for Alex Verdugo to get off to a hot start. This has been a great campaign for him so far in these first two games. He played excellent defense yesterday, multi-hit game for him yesterday, and for him to get off to a hot start today with the homer, as the 0-2 is up high for ball one. A lot to like with the way Verdugo has played early in the season so far. As Story calls time. The 1-2 misses low and outside. Count even, 2-2. This gets back to what I was saying with the unpredictability of Luis Severino, where you don't know what you're going to be able to get from him. And obviously not the ideal location he would have liked for that pitch right there. Is here's the 2-2 to Story. Misses low. Counts full now, 3-2. Cora's all smiles in the dugout with his gray beard now. He's sporting a new look for the 2022 campaign. His girlfriend Angelica is a big fan of it. As the 3-2 is hit by Story into short left field, and no diving catch from Gallo. He had to hurry, and it gets past Gallo. Judge has to retrieve it, and just like that, Story's in there with a double. So the Red Sox are in business yet again. Just right after hitting a homer, Story is in scoring position after hitting the double. Gallo had to hurry there, and he made a nice diving effort at it, but it was to no avail. And the ball skips right past him. Skipped right past his glove. And the Red Sox have a chance to add on to the lead. This is something that got them in trouble yesterday, where they had an instance where they had the bases loaded and Vasquez struck out. I believe that was in the fifth inning. They could have added on. They did get the lead in that inning with Verdugo hitting a single, but they could have added on more, and obviously that came back to bite them as they lost. As Bobby Dahlback steps up to the plate and takes strike one. Dahlback was born in Seattle, Washington, and last season was his first full season as the Red Sox first baseman. As he swings and misses at a pitch inside for strike two. It was in the sixth inning, actually, that the Red Sox struck out with the bases loaded yesterday, or Christian Vasquez did. My mistake. Here's the 0-2. Low and bounces away from Higashioka, but he retrieves it, so Story will not advance to third. Not only can Story hit for power, as we have seen and become accustomed to him in all the years he spent in Colorado, but he can also steal a lot of bases. He's one of the few players in the league who is a 30 home run, 30 stolen base threat, and the Red Sox obviously hope he reaches that potential this year. As a pickoff attempt to second, but Torres is nowhere near the bag, so Story easily dives back to first, or to second, excuse me. 2-0 Red Sox, top second. No one out, man on second. And Dahlbeck hits one right to the third baseman, and he will get the put out to first. Rizzo throws back to second, but Story gets back easily. So Dahlbeck is retired, but Story remains at second base. And that'll be the first out in the inning. It's G.J. LeMahieu makes the put out there. Up to the plate comes Jackie Bradley Jr. And he tries to pick him off again, Severino, that is. And Kenner Falefa was right at the bag, but Story gets back easily once again. Severino paying extra attention to Story at second base here. Here's the first pitch. And Bradley grounds it to first base, and Rizzo tosses it to Severino for the putout, but Story does advance to third. So a productive out there from Jackie Bradley Jr. as Story now moves up 90 feet. And it'll give Christian Vasquez a chance to redeem himself from yesterday and potentially get an RBI here. But there are now two gone, with Story being 90 feet away. And the first pitch to Vasquez. And there for strike one in the low corner. Severino fakes a pickoff throw to third. He's really paying attention, really worried about Story there. And Severino gets ready to deliver the 0-1. Up top for a ball. Vasquez was originally drafted by the Red Sox in 2008. And he has been up at the big leagues since the summer of 2014. Vasquez missed all of the 2015 season due to surgery as the 1-1 fouled away. Vasquez played in 135 games last season. As once again, he has been the primary catcher for the Red Sox. And both sides get ready here for the 1-2. Severino delivers. And the pitch is low and outside for ball two. Counts even 2-2. Vasquez batted .258 last season. And the 2-2 is fouled away by Vasquez. In spring training, Severino's fastball, according to Alex Spear, averaged 96.6 miles per hour, up a little bit more than a mile per hour as to what it was for Severino in 2021. We have deuces all around here for the Red Sox as it's the top of the second. There's two outs. They're up 2-0, and it is 2-2 the count. And both sides get ready, and the pitch is low and outside for ball three. So now the count is full 3-2. Severino looks. And the pitch is fouled away. So the at bat will continue. Christian Vasquez doing a good job of protecting the plate there. And Severino gets ready to deliver here. The 3-2 once again is fouled away. Soft little grounder down the right field line. Severino taking his time to get the signs as he delivers, and Vasquez fouls away once again. That pitch hit 100 miles per hour from Severino. Severino grabbing the rosin bag, getting ready to deliver yet another pitch. Good little battle here between the two sides, Vasquez and Severino. And the pitch fouled away again by Vasquez. That one hit 99. Vasquez having a word with Severino. I think they're joking around. I don't know what he was saying to him. Maybe he's just laughing at how fast he's throwing it. As the 3-2 once again is fouled away by Vasquez. My goodness, that one from Severino was also at 100. So the last three pitches from Severino are 199 and 100 again. Oh my. This does not look like a guy who just came back from Tommy John surgery. And the 3-2 once again is grounded right back to Severino at the mound. He'll throw it to Rizzo, and that'll retire the side. The Red Sox do score as Alex Verdugo belts a two-run shot to right field, but they strain a runner at third. Nonetheless, after 2 innings, or after 1.5 innings, Red Sox 2, Yankees 0. We just get some updates in. Got an update also on the social media page. Red Sox giving Nick Pivetta an early cushion to work with. That was a good start. I mean, very similar to yesterday. Obviously, we got off to the hot start, and it was a two-run shot that got the offense going yesterday, and it's the same exact result today. And we need someone like Verdugo, who was challenged by Alex Cora in the spring training to have a 40 double season. Well, Verdugo hit for contact a lot last year. He didn't have the most homers in the world, but if he can start hitting for power, that's the next step, and it's just going to mold him and help him become that much more of just a well-rounded player. So we're getting ready for the bottom of the second year. Nick Pivetta back in the bump after a little bit of a break. As Stanton up at the plate, and he takes one low and outside for ball one. Stanton takes the second pitch and grounds one to a sliding Bogarts, who throws it and retires Dahlback. Nice little play by Bogarts to get the put out there, sliding to his left. And just like that, there's one gone. Obviously, don't know how much that hamstring is affecting Bogarts, but on that play, if you take a lot of stock in that play, it seems like it's not hurting them too much as Bogarts slides to his left, gets up, takes his time, steps in the throw, and gets to the Dahlback to retire him. Now up at the plate is DJ LeMahieu, who takes strike one. DJ LeMahieu played in 150 games last season for the Yankees as their third baseman. As the second pitch, knuckle curve also misses outside. Or the first one, excuse me, that missed outside. So now the count is 1-1. And here's the 1-1. Another knuckle curve that's at 78 miles per hour, fouled away by DJ, making the count 1-2. Well, Mayhew obviously had the big homer in the bottom of the eighth yesterday off of Garrett Whitlock to tie the game at 4. With the Yankees, of course, eventually going on to win that game 3 innings later in extras in the 11th, 6-5. As the 1-2 in the dirt, and the count is now even at 2-2. That's not the first time that DJ LeMahieu last year actually we have the 2-2 here. Fouled away by DJ LeMahieu. I was going to just say how DJ LeMahieu has shown in the past that he can hit for average pretty well. In 2016 for Colorado, he hit 348. And there's been multiple seasons in his career where he has hit well over the 300 mark for average. As here's the 2-2 from Pivetta. And the pitch swung and a miss at the top of the strike zone, and DJ LeMahieu goes down by way of the K. And just like that, very quickly, there's 2 gone in the bottom of the second. Pivetta picks up his first strikeout of the day. As he fooled LeMahieu with a pitch high middle of the strike zone. Joey Gallo up at the plate, and he takes one high for ball 1. Gallo acquired last year from Texas at the trade deadline. As here's the 1-0 from Pivetta. Misses down low, and it's quickly 2-0 to the Yankees left fielder today. A lot of people criticized the Yankees last year at the deadline for acting desperate with the flurry of trades they made for players like Gallo and Anthony Rizzo. But they went on a pretty hot run right after the trade deadline and to help them make the playoffs as the 2-0 is in there for strike 1 in the corner. And they're obviously expecting big things again from the trade acquisitions at last year's deadline this year, as they will be entering their first full seasons in pinstripes, Rizzo and Gallo, that is, as the 2-1, is hit a mile to right, and it's off the wall, and Gallo's going to try to go for two here, and he's thrown out by Jackie Bradley Jr. As we become accustomed to in Boston, Jackie Bradley Jr. with yet another outfield assist there as he plays it off the wall, throws it to Bogarts, he puts the tag on Gallo, who tried to stretch a single into a double, and just like that, the inning is over. Bradley Jr. waited for the ball to come off that short wall at Yankee Stadium and right, fielded it perfectly, laser throw to Bogarts, who was waiting for Gallo, didn't even let Gallo get close to the bag and just laid the tag on him. And just like that, through 2 innings, Red Sox 2, Yankees 0. That just goes back to what I was talking about, where it's just Jackie Bradley Jr., as much as he struggles at the plate, he's invaluable for any MLB team in the outfield. And he just shows it right there with yet another outfield assist. As we become accustomed to in Boston, we're going to get used to seeing many, many more outfield assists from Jackie Bradley Jr. this upcoming season. Could Christian Arroyo make that throw in right? I don't know yet. Could Kike Hernandez do it? Well, we don't see him play corner infield positions. Could Alex Verdugo make that throw? Maybe, but with Jackie Bradley Jr., the chances of him making that play and feeling confident that he can throw anyone out, no matter the situation, it's just of extreme importance and extreme value to any franchise. So that's why the Red Sox traded back for him, in short, is so he can make plays like that. That's going to be the first of many defensive outfield assists for the Red Sox right fielder this year, I predict. Due up for the Red Sox in the top of third is the top of the order, Kike Hernandez, Rafael Devers, and Xander Bogaerts. I'll have to post that play whenever someone posts it on Instagram. I'll repost it onto BSML Red Sox Instagram page, which, by the way, make sure you're following it. Just about getting ready to get back to play here. Red Sox led the league in outfield assists last year with 43, the next closest team being the Texas Rangers at 36. Obviously, Hunter Renfroe blossomed was star in the outfield last year as he led the MLB with 16 outfield assists. He's no longer there, but the guy we got back, Jackie Bradley Jr., just made the play of the game so far to end the side in the bottom of the second. Jackie Bradley Jr. knew, after just years and years of outfield experience and playing in Yankee Stadium, not to be too aggressive in tracking down the ball and right. He waited for the ball to come off the wall that Gallo hit, and he fielded it and fired a laser to Bogarts covering the bag at second, who just applied the easy tag to Gallo, trying to get greedy there. It's just an amazing play, and Red Sox will certainly take that. And we'll hope that that's a consistent play that outfielders can make, as outfield defense was a weakness at times for the Red Sox last year, and they did cost them some games and cost them some runs in timely situations as Kike steps to the plate and takes strike one. The 0-1 pitch. Kike fouls away, and he's quickly down 0-2. Kike grounded out to the shortstop, Isaiah Kinder-Falefa, in the first inning. As we talked about in the first inning, in his first season as a full-time player, Kike hit 20 home runs and 60 RBIs as the Red Sox second baseman and center fielder. Kike calls time. And here's the 0-2. Low for ball one. In free agency of right before the 2021 season, Kike signed a 2-year, $14 million deal with the Red Sox as the 1-2 misses down low again, counting even at 2-2. Kike is in the final season of that 2-year, $14 million pact, and it'll be interesting to see how the Red Sox approach a situation like that with him. Kike has expressed his desire to remain in Boston, but he recognizes that things like contract talks are out of his control as the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Kike is retired on the strikeout. And there was one away here in the top of the third. Nice little pitch from Severino there. A lot of them were down low in this AB, and he gets Kike to swing and fools him at one in the dirt. Devers up at the plate, and he quickly takes a timeout as Severino was halfway through his rotation. Umpire holding his hand up, telling Severino to wait. And here's the time again. I think Devers just called time again. I don't know what's going on. Again, I wish I had volume, but umpire is holding up his hand again, and now he gives Severino the right of way to pitch. Here's the first pitch of the AB to Devers. Devers swings and hits one deep to left and off the wall, high off the wall. And Gallo can't field it cleanly. Devers hustling in a second. He slides in safely. That was a weird little excuse me swing by Devers, and he's right at second. I don't know what the heck just happened there, but with one out on the top of the third, the Red Sox are in business again as Devers hits an opposite field double. It took a while just to throw a pitch, and there's an off-speed 86-mile-per-hour pitch from Severino, and Devers swung at it. He didn't know if he hit it, and it carried. Gallo couldn't field it cleanly off the wall, and he fired it in, but not before Devers reaches second. And with one out, the Red Sox have another man in scoring position. As Bogarts up at the plate, takes a pitch low and outside for ball one. Devers obviously has the potential, as we've seen back in 2019 specifically, to hit for extra bases consistently and be one of the top leaders in the league in that category as the 1-0 in there for strike one. Bogarts can do similarly, as last season he hit 23 homers. There's a lot of questions, too, in Boston if the Red Sox will re-sign Bogarts, as the 1-1 misses low and outside for ball two. Severino really struggling with his control early in this game. A lot of pitches in the dirt. But he has thrown for some heat for sure, as he has hit 100 multiple times, and he has been in the high 90s consistently through 3 innings. As the 2-1 misses outside, that was 98. So the count moves to 3-1. And the 3-1 from Severino catches the corner, moving the count to full. That pitch was eerily close, the one that was called a ball, the previous pitch of this at-bat. But that did catch the zone, so that's definitely a strike, at least in my opinion. JD Martinez on deck, and the 3-2 is called a strike. Bogarts is not happy about that one. That caught, apparently, according to the umpire, caught the bottom middle part of the zone. Bogarts goes down looking, and now there are 2 outs in the inning. Good way for Severino to bounce back there with a K. Bogarts is down by way of the K for the second time today. Martinez up at the plate for the second time. Got an infield hit in the second inning as Severino tries to pick off Devers at second, but Gleyber Torres once again is nowhere near the bag. And Devers just looks up at Severino while still on the ground like, really, man? What the heck are you doing? Devers not really a threat to steal any bases. Devers dances back and forth. Severino's done that multiple times today where he's thrown it back to Torres, with Torres not even being anywhere near the bag, as the first pitch to JD is fouled away. Count being 0-1. JD put together another solid campaign for the Red Sox in 2021. In 148 games, he had 28 homers for 99 RBIs, batting .286. And if you ask me, JD Martinez has been one of the better Red Sox free agent acquisitions under the John Henry ownership group in the last 20 years. As here's the 0-1. Misses low and outside. Ball one. And even though JD Martinez has specifically in the last couple of seasons transitioned to more of a full-time DH for the Red Sox, he has still shown a willingness to play in the outfield for a handful of games throughout the season for Boston, and he will do so this year too, as the 1-1 is fouled away. 1-2. I'm not sure if that's the smartest idea by Alex Cora to put a soon 34-year-old. Is he? Let me check, actually. This is a good question. What's JD Martinez's age? He is. We'll check back in a second as the 1-2 is coming soon. He is, yes, so he is soon to be 35 years old, JD Martinez. As the 1-2 is fouled away. So as these players get older, I don't know if it's a great idea, especially when there's a universal DH, to play Martinez in the outfield too much, because you don't even need to worry about playing him when you play National League teams and National League ballparks anymore, with the new rule being a universal DH for all teams. American League and National League, very new rule for the first time this year, as the 1-2. Low and outside, count even at 2-2. So I don't think it's necessary, and I hope the Red Sox don't play JD out in the outfield too much, because it seems like you're asking for a disaster, and JD being one of the more reliable hitters in the Red Sox lineup, you don't want him to get injured. As 2-2 is swung and a miss by JD. Severino gets the strikeout, and the Red Sox leave Devers at second. As we head to the bottom of the third, it is still Red Sox 2, Yankees nothing. Severino strikes out the side. Due up for the Yankees is Gleyber Torres, Higashioka, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. There's 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Once again, hope you're all having a good Saturday afternoon. The sun came out right where I am right now, and it's sunny out in New York right now. So just love the nice weather, love the baseball weather. It's a good sight to see. It'd be an even better sight to see if come a couple hours from now the Red Sox get their first victory of the 2022 season. Just random ads playing on my stream right now. I have nothing to add to. Ha! Ads, ad. Well, it's a little corny there, but we return to the action soon. I'm struggling with these pauses, but I promise as I do more and more of these broadcasts, I'll have more to say to hide these pauses. And we're back in the action. We have Aaron Boone in his 5th season as the Yankees manager, Alex Cora in his 4th season as Boston manager. Both of these managers played for the franchises that they currently manage, as Torres swings and misses for a strike. Here's the 0-1 coming from Pavetta. The pitch is fouled away by Torres, quickly making it 0-2. Pavetta can throw 4 different pitches: a curveball, a four-seam fastball, a slider, and a changeup. And here's the 0-2 from Nick. Swing and a miss. He gets Torres swinging, and Pavetta picks up his second strikeout of the game. There's one away in the bottom of the third. I believe that was the curveball there on the low outside corner, outside the zone, that fooled Torres there. And up comes Higashioka, the catcher for the New York Yankees. And here's the first pitch of the at-bat. Swung on, fouled off Vasquez's mask for a strike. Both Vasquez's mask and his helmet go flying. I believe that also struck the umpire too, but the umpire is going to stick in there. I've been in that position as a former Little League umpire where you take a foul ball, either off some piece of the equipment. Here's the 0-1, up high for a ball. And that hurts. And if you take it off the mask, it certainly wakes you up. If you take it off the chest area, yeah, you'll probably be feeling it. It'll probably be bruised the next day. As here's the 1-1 from Pavetta. And there for a strike, and the count moves to 1-2. Pavetta had 28 pitches so far in the bottom of the third, wasting no time in between pitches. As here's the 1-2. And he gets some swinging on the curveball again. I believe on the knuckle curve again. And that's back-to-back strikeouts for Nick Pavetta to start the bottom of the third. 2 away. That one was out of the zone too, low and out of the zone, and if the off-speed pitch fooled Higashioka. And in strikes Higashioka, in the bat is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, the shortstop. His first plate appearance today, and he takes strike 1 in the low corner for the first pitch. And the 0-1 is swung on and grounded to Story at second, who easily flicks it to Dahlback for the out. And through 3 innings, Nick Pavetta is cruising. 31 pitches, and after 3, it's still Red Sox 2, Yankees 0. These are the kind of games I like, and these are kind of the games that really all baseball fans like, where it's quick moving. So hopefully we're right on pace to have a 3-hour game. The game was supposed to exactly start at 4:05, and we just ended the end of the third in an hour of play. So one for every hour of play today, hopefully we're on pace to just do 3 innings. So hopefully an hour, and in another hour we're at the end of the 6th, and in 2 hours we're done with the game. Hopefully Red Sox victory. Due up for the Red Sox is Alex Verdugo, Trevor Story, and Bobby Dahlback. So the 5 through 7 hitters. The Bruins have a big game coming up this Tuesday against St. Louis Blues. Both teams third in their respective divisions. Make sure we're going to be starting here at BSML. We're going to be starting some Bruins content. Not for this season, but come next season. So be on the lookout for that whenever that comes. We're expanding, not only just cover the Celtics and Red Sox, but we're going to get on the train to cover the Patriots and Bruins when their seasons start back up again, or when the Patriots season starts back up again, and when the Bruins start their next campaign after this year. So if you're interested, please let us know. And very exciting things in the mix here for Boston Sports Media Live in the coming months. A lot of exciting content coming to you guys now, and even more exciting content coming to you guys in the future. So just be on the lookout. We're back after a little bit of a break, showing the replay of the Verdugo homer who crushed one. It's really interesting how he hits those ones, and I noticed this last year too, where it's almost like he gets lower to hit it, like he bends his knees, and he still belted this one out 382 feet. As Verdugo steps to the plate and takes time, and the umpire has a word with him. Severino back out there for the top of the fourth, and the first pitch is low for a ball. And the 1-0 in the dirt for a ball, making the count 2-0. And the 2-0 is hit by Verdugo the opposite way, past Kenner Falefa at short, and the left for a single for Verdugo. So to start out the day, Verdugo's 2 for 2 as he rocks the baby at first. And the leadoff guy is on for the Boston Red Sox. And just like that, wow, Luis Severino's day is over after just 3+ innings. Boone takes the ball from him, and the Yankees are going to hit the bullpen. Severino finishes his day with 65 pitches. He gave up 4 hits, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. So we will take another break. That's a little surprising to me. That feels like a classic playoff MLB move where first sign of trouble, you don't want to let the lead get any bigger than it is. And in the playoffs, I absolutely would envision Boone pulling Severino here. But in a regular season game in game 2, that's a little surprising to me. I'm not going to lie. So Severino gives up 5 hits, 2 earned runs in 3+ innings. And his first appearance in 2022. So this is clearly not the way that the Yankees' number 2 pitcher wanted to start out the campaign. Severino's ERA after this game will sit at 6. He threw 41 strikes today. Red Sox still up in this game, 2-0. So we been streaming for more than an hour at this point. Just like that, wow. I didn't think that this was the worst outing I've ever seen, but Severino did struggle with his command and locating the pitches, as a lot of them were low and outside or low in the dirt. But in that Vasquez at bat, as I talked about, that epic battle, he did hit 100 a couple times, and he did hit the high 90s a lot. But his day is over after 3+ innings, and the Yankees turn to the bullpen. Severino getting high fives from the Yankee dugout. As the Yankees turn to nice if I could see a name. It's number 97 on the Yankees. So any Yankees fans who are watching may know who this person is better than me. Marinaccio. Let's get some information on Marinaccio for the Yankees. As Story up at the plate. Takes one low and outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Outside for ball 2. Marinaccio spent 2021 in the minors in Double-A and Triple-A. He played in 40 games across those two teams, across those two leagues, and a sub 3 ERA, close to a sub 2 ERA. Record of 2-1. This is his first time up at the bigs. I believe this could be his major league debut, if my math is correct. My math, yeah. And the 3-0 misses up high. So runners on first and second now as Trevor Story takes the walk for the Red Sox with Dahlback coming to the plate. No one out and 2 men on for Boston. As Marinaccio, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering his name, but he issues the 4-pitch walk to Story. Bobby Dahlback up at the plate now. He grounded out to the third baseman in the second inning. DJ LeMahieu, that is. Yes, Marinaccio is making his MLB debut, and he's the first Yankee in franchise history to wear number 97. A fun fact, as the pitch is high and inside for ball 1 to Bobby D. And Higashioka and Rizzo come to the mound to chat with the Yankees relief pitcher, possibly trying to settle him down here as he is yet to throw a strike in his first 5 pitches of his appearance. Going back to that 12-pitch at-bat between Vasquez and Severino, that was a 12-pitch at-bat, and Pivetta has yet to throw more than 12 pitches in an inning. So that just speaks to the days that both these pitchers are having so far, as the 1-0 from Marinaccio. In there for a strike. The count moves to 1-1. Dahlback played for Orleans in the Cape Cod League in 2015. Marinaccio looks at the runner at second as Dahlback falls away the 1-1 to make it 1-2. Dahlback hit 12 home runs in 27 games for Orleans in the Cape Cod League in 2015. Marinaccio throws a fastball, a slider, a changeup. As here's the 1-2. Fouled away. Hits the backstop, and the count remains at 1-2. He will be 27 years old, Marinaccio, on July 1st of this year. He's a 19th round pick by the Yankees in the amateur draft in 2017, as the 1-2 was fouled away yet again. And Marinaccio gets ready to deal the 1-2 again. And the pitch fouled away by Dahlback. Pitch got high in the zone, but Dahlback was able to get the bat on it and foul it away. Dahlback can play both corner infield positions, first base and third base. The 1-2 again from Marinaccio. It swung on a miss at a pitch in the dirt, and Dahlback is retired for the first out of the inning. Marinaccio bounces back there by fooling Dahlback. And that is the first career major league strikeout for Marinaccio as he gives the ball to Higashioka, who gives it to the Yankees dugout. And special moment for the kid there as he fools Bobby D. No smile from Marinaccio as there's still business to be done, but he tosses the ball aside and he'll be able to acknowledge that after the game. In steps Jackie Bradley Jr. for the second time as he takes a ball low for ball one. In the second inning, JBJ grounded out to the pitcher, to Rizzo, who threw it to Severino for the out. And JBJ swings and hits one high and very foul. And the count moves to 1-1. Marinaccio almost made a mistake there as JBJ was a little early on it as he yanked it, but that's the pitch that JBJ looks for right there, the low and inside one. It's how he usually belts most of his homers. As here's the 1-1. Swung on and fell down the right field line, make it 1-2. Jackie Bradley Jr. spent the first 8 seasons of his career with the Boston Red Sox before being signed as a free agent right before the 2021 season to the Milwaukee Brewers. And he was a full-time outfielder for Milwaukee last year, but he struggled mightily at the plate as here's the 1-2. Grounded up the middle, and a nice play by Torres to fire to Kenner Falefa at second, who throws it to first, but not in time for the double play. So it is a fielder's choice. JBJ is at first, and Verdugo moves up to third, but now there are 2 gone. Nice sliding play by Torres at second, who flipped it to Kenner Falefa, who tried to flip to Rizzo for the 4-6-3 double play. But it will go down as a fielder's choice. There's a nice hustle from Jackie Bradley Jr. down the first base line to beat it out and keep the inning going. And now there are 2 on and man on the corners for Christian Vasquez, who is given yet another opportunity to cash in here and get an RBI for himself. He grounded out in the second with Story at third. And here's the first pitch from Marinaccio. Runs inside for a ball. Vasquez really broke out in 2019 as out of nowhere he had 23 homers for the Red Sox that season. There is some pop in his 5'9" stature, as here's the 1-0 in there for a high strike, 1-1. Lucas Luebke, a left-hand pitcher, getting warm in the Yankees bullpen. As here's the 1-1. Fouled away by Vasquez. Count 1-2. Verdugo at third. Jackie Bradley Jr. at first. Christian Vasquez at the plate. Marinaccio gets set. And we await the 1-2 pitch. And time is called. Don't know who called it, but we'll reset. And here's the 1-2. Got him to go. Strikeout looking on a pitch that, according to the broadcast, was inside. But Marinaccio is given a gift, and he gets Vasquez to strike out looking. So once again, the Red Sox strand runners in scoring position, but it's still 2-0. as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Yankees are back to the top of the order as we head to the bottom of the fourth. They got Josh Donaldson leading off, then they go to Judge and then Rizzo. Their 1, 2, 3 hitters will be up at the plate. Hopefully, this isn't a sign of things to come for the rest of the Red Sox season, as so far the Red Sox are making a bad habit of leaving runners in scoring position with chances to add on to early leads. And we saw that come back to haunt the Red Sox yesterday in their 1-run defeat. Hopefully, nothing is to come of all these squandered opportunities today, and the Red Sox, as I've been saying, can just hold on to this lead and get a victory. So we have Frosted Flakes commercial. I wish I could comment or add more to these commercials, but unfortunately, I have no volume. But we're getting ready to get back into the action here. Obviously, Donaldson leading off the inning, and they're showing the replay of what happened at the end of the game yesterday, where Donaldson, in his debut with the Yankees, got a walk-off single to send all Yankees fans home happy. And he steps back up to the plate here as Pivetta delivers the first pitch at the bottom of the fourth. And he gets Donaldson to swing and miss at the knuckle curve. And the count moves to 0-1. Donaldson's 0-1 the 0 for 1 on the day so far as he lined out to Devers at third. Yes, here's the 0-1 pitch. Missed inside for a ball. Donaldson, very outspoken player. Last year, he often challenged pitchers during the spider attack controversy, such as Lucas Giolito, as Donaldson hit one past the grab of Devers and into left field for a base hit. So Donaldson was aboard with his first hit of the day, and the Yankees had the leadoff man on. He didn't get quite a good camera angle there yet. We'll see the replay. He hit it down the left field line, and Devers jumped at it, but it was just past his jumping reach, and it went over his glove and into left field for a base hit. Devers with a nice little effort there, but just over his glove, even with the graceful jump from Raffy. So it'll go down as a single for Josh Donaldson, the bringer of rain, as Aaron Judge steps up to the plate. Judge grounded out to the second baseman Story in the first inning as he takes a pitch that seemed like it was a little bit outside, but it was called for strike one. As the camera cuts to these people in the crowd, which they've done since Judge came up, they dress as judges. And there's a few fans in the stands just like that today for Judge, hoping that a home run ball gets hit towards them. I believe that section's called the judge's jury, if I remember correctly. As here's the 0-1. Misses just on the low corner. Misses a little bit inside for a ball, so the count's even at 1-1. The ump has expanded the strike zone for both teams at times so far in this game. As here's the 1-1 pitch from Pivetta. Judge hits it high and deep in the center field for Kike. Kike looks up, he leaps up and he grabs it right up against the wall and he fires it back in. Alertly, Donaldson tags up from first to move up to second, but that could have been at least extra bases for Kike. He makes a nice leaping grab up there in center to take away a hit from Aaron Judge. That was a high towering hit from Kike, from Judge as we look at the replay here. And Kike lined it up and did just enough, got the right timing on his jump, and was able to snag the ball right up against the wall. I'm not sure if that one would have got out of there, but it likely would have been at least extra bases at a minimum for Judge. And you can see a look on Judge's face that he's not happy that a hit got taken away from him there. But just what I was talking about earlier, too. Kike Hernandez blossoming into an excellent defensive outfielder. Where the Red Sox played him a ton last year, and he will play a ton of outfield this year in center field. And he shows why he deserves to play out there with plays like that. So it's a nice jumping catch to potentially save a run or two for the Boston Red Sox. So Anthony Rizzo steps to the plate. Red Sox making a lot of nice defensive plays early in this game. So JBJ had the outfield assist, and Kike Hernandez right there had a nice catch. First pitch to Rizzo was a ball. Here's the 1-0. And Pivetta steps off the mound and takes a look back at Donaldson, who scurries back to second. Also, just a heads-up veteran play from Donaldson to keep his foot on the bag and wait to see if Kike caught it. And Kike caught it, and it was well deep enough for Donaldson just to easily tag up to second. So heads-up play from a veteran. And here's the 1-0 from Pivetta. Gets the high outside corner for a strike. Counts 1-1. Anthony Rizzo popped up to Rafael Devers at third to end the first inning. As the 1-1. Is hit high and deep by Rizzo and a deep right, and that one is very gone. No doubt about that one. Not good location from Pivetta there on the pitch. And for the second straight day to start off the season, Anthony Rizzo hits a 2-run shot. And just like that, the Red Sox lead is no more, and this game is all tied up at 2. 2 games, 2 homers for Rizzo, and that one was yet another big one. This is a brand new ball game. That was eerily similar to the one that Evaldi gave up to Rizzo yesterday, where it was just a little bit too much down the middle. They try to jam it inside, but it turns out to be inside down the middle. Rizzo senses it, and he sends it a long way. And Pivetta knew it right after he saw Rizzo hit it. He looked up and knew that one was gone. And now here comes Stanton at the plate, who homered himself in the game yesterday with a solo shot to tie it at 3-3 in that game. First pitch is for a ball up high, and the second pitch swung on a miss, a pitch in the dirt, strike. So it counts 1-1. Red Sox were very fortunate that Judge didn't go deep, but make no mistake, Rizzo made up for that. Very next at bat by taking Pivetta deep. And the knuckle curve is the second pitch, or the third pitch thrown by Stanton, who makes a nice play, or excuse me, Devers makes a nice diving play. Throws it to Dahlback, who retires Stanton. Pivetta went with a knuckle curve there. It's a sharp grounder hit to Devers there at the hot corner. He dove on it, got back up, stepped into the throw, and it was a one-hopper, but Dahlback also made a nice pick to retire Giancarlo Stanton. Obviously, a big problem early in his career for Rafael Devers, who's amazing at so many things, has just been his struggles defensively at third. But if he can make nice plays like that, that'll go a long way for the Red Sox and have hopefully another successful season. So Stanton goes down by way of the 5-3 put-out, and up steps DJ LeMahieu. He takes the first pitch for the ball. DJ LeMahieu struck out in the second inning, as here's the 1-0. Misses low and outside for a ball. Quickly 2-0. This is obviously the first inning where Nick Pivetta has ran into a little bit of trouble. As here's the 2-0 pitch from DJ LeMahieu, or for DJ LeMahieu, fouled away, 2-1. Pivetta gets ready to deliver the 2-1. And the pitch is low and outside for a ball, 3-1. Pivetta falling behind on LeMahieu here. Now you got Miguel Castro warming up in the bullpen for the New York Yankees. As here's the 3-1 from Pivetta. Fouled away, so the count moves to full, 3-2. Pivetta going back to the Rizzo homer, just try to jam the fastball in on him. As the 3-2 misses, bounces on the dirt, and LeMahieu walks. So it's a 2-out walk for Pivetta. Not sure. The pitching coach, Dave Bush, will come out to talk to him. So he will not be getting pulled, but Red Sox members will gather here at the mound and try and calm down Pivetta just to hopefully just get out of this inning. Red Sox were hurt by their bullpen struggles in yesterday's loss, and you don't want to go to the bullpen early here after having to use a decent amount of arms yesterday. The hope is that Pivetta can give you 1 or 2 more innings. It all starts with him hopefully getting through this inning unscathed anymore. Or I shouldn't say unscathed, but without giving up any more runs. As Joey Gallo steps to the plate. And the first pitch misses low and bounces off of Vasquez, but runner does not advance. Ball 1. Gallo singled in the second inning, but of course Jackie Bradley Jr. made the fantastic play to nab Gallo, who was trying to stretch his single down the right field line into a double. Gallo batted under 200 now for 2 straight seasons, but last year between Texas and New York, he hit 38 home runs and had himself 77 RBIs. As the 1-0 misses, hits the dirt again, 2-0. Gallo is the epitome of what has become a common theme in MLB hitters, where a lot of them are now all or nothing players. Well, they're either going to hit one a ton or they will strike out. And Gallo does one of those 2 things, it seems like, every at bat. He'll either hit one 500 feet or he'll strike out. He's up 2-0 here as Pivetta gets ready to deliver. 2-0 pitch. Misses inside, and Pivetta, for the second straight batter, falls behind here. Pivetta really struggling to find the strike zone, as it's now 3-0 to Gallo. And the 3-0 misses up top, and Pivetta walks his second straight batter, and you have to wonder if there's going to be action here. Don't see anything yet, but now runners on first and second and 2-2-out walks. Could cause trouble for Boston with Gleyber Torres stepping up to the plate. Labor Torres struck out in the third inning, but he has a chance to give the Yankees the lead here if he can put a ball in play. Here's the first pitch. Popped up from Torres. Mile high pop up. Dahlbeck ranging over towards the Yankees dugout, and in foul territory, he makes the catch, and Pivetta gets out of the jam. But the Yankees do come back and tie it as Anthony Rizzo hits another home run, a 2-run shot. And after 3.5 innings, or after 4 innings, excuse me, we are tied. Red Sox 2, Yankees 2. Update everyone in both this chat and on social media of the happenings of this game. Now for the Red Sox on the top of the fifth. We're back to the 1-2-3 hitters. Kike will lead off, followed by Devers and Xander Bogaerts. Rizzo just is off to a hot start this season for the Yankees for sure, and it's at the expense of the Red Sox. 2-2-run shots to begin the year. A lot of people wish the Yankees were able to get a bigger free agent name, and at least at first base, the likes of Freddie Freeman. And a lot of Yankees fans were disappointed when they were feeling underwhelmed when they re-signed Anthony Rizzo. But they're getting a good return on their investment so far through the first 2 games of this campaign. So we're about getting ready to get back to the action. I just need to send out an Instagram story update. Kike Hernandez getting ready to get into the game as we have a pitching change for the Yankees. Miguel Castro, who spent all the 2021 season with the Mets. 69 games. He had 2 starts for New York last year. The other team in New York, he went 3-4 with a 3.45 ERA, 70 in the third innings pitched. As in steps Kike Hernandez. And the first pitch is low and outside for a ball. Kike's 0 for 2 today. He grounded out to the shortstop in the first, and he struck out in the third inning. As here's the 1-0. Check swing. First base umpire says Kike did not offer, so the count moves to 2-0. Kike has known Red Sox manager Alex Cora since he was a child. Both Cora and Kike originally from Puerto Rico. As here's the 2-0. Line shot foul down the third baseline, 2-1. And of course, in the last half inning, Kike Hernandez made an excellent catch up against the center field wall here at Yankee Stadium to rob Judge of a hit. And the 2-1 is grounded again down the third baseline. Nice little play by the Red Sox third base coach, and flips it up into the stand. Counts now even, 2-2. Carlos Fables with the nice fielding skills there. And here's the 2-2. And it's popped up down to third, and Kenner Falefa actually gets under it, and Kike is retired. One gone in the top of the fifth. Devers up at the plate. Let's update my scorecard. Devers' first inning home run yesterday was 382 feet. I believe that was the same distance as Verdugo's homer earlier today. As the first pitch to Devers is way outside, hits the backstop for ball one. In Devers' last two full seasons, 2019 and 2021, he hit for 30 plus homers. As here's the 1-0. Devers was swinging for the downs there at a pitch down low in the middle for a strike. Count moves to 1-1. In 2019, Devers hit 32 homers, and in 2021, Devers hit 38 homers. In both seasons, he finished with over 110 RBIs. As Devers swings at a pitch outside, and he pops it up and he slams his bat down in frustration. And the shift, Kenner Falefa is over to grab it, or is that DJ LeMahieu? I believe that's DJ LeMahieu is over to grab it. And he makes the play. And there are two gone. As you can see on the replay, Devers is very mad that he swung at that pitch outside and popped it up. To DJ LeMahieu. As Bogart steps up to the plate, and he takes one low and inside for a ball. Bogarts is 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. We saw some fans scurrying to the concourse here at Yankee Stadium because of the rain as the second pitch is in there for a strike on the outside corner. 1-1. Looks like it's just showers there. I'm not really sure, but we'll have to wait and see if that'll be a factor. As Bogart swings and misses. Count moves to 1-2. It is starting to rain heavy down there as Lucas Letty gets warmed up again. He's a lefty for the Yankees in their bullpen. As Miguel Castro gets ready to deliver the 1-2. The pitch. Swung on and just barely made contact by Bogarts to stay alive. It fouls back to the backstop, but Bogarts remains at bat with the count staying at 1-2. Bogarts fouled that one off the catcher's gear. And here's the 1-2 again from Castro. The pitch. Runs inside, so the count's now even at 2-2. Bogarts in his career versus Miguel Castro was 5 for 13. That's 385 batting average. He has a double and 6 RBIs. JD Martinez waiting on deck if Bogarts can get on here. Deuces all around, and the pitch runs outside, and the count is full. For the Red Sox shortstop. And Castro gets set, delivers, and misses down low. So Bogarts draws a 2-out walk. JD Martinez will step up to the plate. Bogarts on base for the first time today. JD Martinez so far today is 1 for 2. He had an infield hit off the glove of Isaiah Kenner Falefa at short in the second inning, and he struck out in the third inning. First pitch misses down low for a ball. JD was fourth in MVP voting in 2018. He hit 330 with 43 home runs and 130 RBIs. Of course, his teammate at the time, Mookie Betts, was the one who ended up winning the MVP vote for the American League in 2018. So here's the 1-0. Swung on by JD, and it's a grounder to LeMahieu at third, who throws it to Rizzo to retire the side. Red Sox leave another man on, and we're halfway through this game. And it's tied 2-2. And Peter Abraham just said on Twitter that the Red Sox are getting a reliever up, so it seems as if Pivetta may not even make it 2 times through the order. We'll have to wait and see. So we're on a commercial break if the Red Sox do turn to the pen. Got a commercial for Charles Barkley, I guess. Okay. Due up for the Yankees in the bottom of the fifth inning is Higashioka, Kenner Falefa, and Josh Donaldson. So we get back to the broadcast here. Some raindrops on the cameras here in the Nesson feed. As Pavetta does stay in there, and on the first pitch, Higashioka hits one, a soft fly out to Verdugo and left, who easily makes the play. And 1 pitch and 1 out for Pavetta. He needed that. Now Kenner Falefa, the number 9 hitter for the New York Yankees, will step up to the plate. And the first pitch, the knuckle curve, is low and outside for ball 1. Kenner Falefa grounded out to Trevor Story in the third inning, so he's 0 for 1 on the day. This here's the 1-0. And there for a strike. 1-1. Of course, this is Kenner Falefa's first season in New York. He spent the last 4 seasons with the Rangers. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Pavetta is challenging Kenner Falefa here with some pitches in the zone. As the 1-2 from Pavetta misses in the dirt. Count even at 2-2. And the 2-2 from Pavetta. Just misses on the outside corner. Ran in or on the inside corner. Excuse me. It was a little too inside, and the count moves to full 3-2 on the Yankees shortstop. And the 3-2 from Pavetta. Hit into right field by Kenner Falefa. Jackie Bradley Jr. ranging back onto the track up against the wall, but he makes the catch, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Those are those scary blue pits like we saw yesterday with Stan, where if you can do just enough to muscle, it has a chance to get out. And it looked like that one had a chance to get out from my perspective, at least. It had some carry, but Jackie Bradley Jr. was able to get under it on the warning track. And there's 2 retired here in the 5th. As the leadoff hitter for the Yankees, Josh Donaldson steps up to the plate here. And the first pitch is fouled away for a strike. Donaldson lined out to Devers in the first inning, but in the 4th inning, he got a single, and he scored on Anthony Rizzo's 2-run shot last inning. And the 0-1 from Pavetta is fouled away. Quickly 0-2. Pavetta gets ready to deliver the 0-2. And the pitch is swung on and missed. A little swing from Donaldson. Donaldson goes down by way of the K, and the inning is over. So after 5 innings, Red Sox 2, Yankees 2. Pavetta picks up his 3rd strikeout of the day there. That was pitch high and out of the zone, and he just did a little swing. He was indecisive, and umpire decided for him. You swung, you're out. And if that's it for Pavetta, it's a good way to end it. Nice little 1-2-3 inning to keep this game tied. Due up next for the Red Sox is Alex Verdugo, Trevor Story, and Bobby Dahlback to lead off the 6th inning. Yeah, the sun's out a lot here now. It wasn't out earlier, and it's like at least the rain was coming down a little while ago in New York. So we get back to the action here. Top of the 6th inning. This game's flying by a little bit. I like the pace of it so far. Obviously, the unfortunate big 4th inning from the Yankees slowed down the pace of this game, unfortunately. Because Pavetta was cruising up until that point. But yeah, we're still making good time for this game. As Lucas Luetke finally gets into the game for the Yankees. In 2021, he appeared in 57 games with 1 start, went 4-2 with a 2.74 ERA and 72 1/3 innings pitched. And he steps in for New York here, dealing with the 5, 6, 7 hitters for Boston, Verdugo, Story, and Dahlback. And And the first pitch of the inning here to Verdugo is swung on and missed for a strike. He was the third overall pick by the Seattle Mariners in the first round of the 2011 draft. Lucas Luetge, that is, as the 0-1. Swung on and missed again for strike two. That was a very similar location from the very prior pitch from Luetge, and it was the same result as he got Verdugo to swing at it again. Verdugo has had a hot start to the season so far. He continues his hot start today as he's 2-2 up until this point. 0-2 check swing on a pitch in the dirt, but Verdugo was able to hold up, so he stays alive and the count moves to 1-2. Verdugo obviously had the home run today in the second inning, put the Red Sox up 2-0 at the time, and he had a single in the fourth inning. So he has back-to-back multi-hit games to start his 2022 campaign, as the 1-2 is swung on and missed for a strikeout. Verdugo goes down swinging on a nice little off-speed pitch from Luetge, and there's one down here in the top of the sixth. It's all off-speed pitches in that at-bat that Verdugo is swinging at. He made contact with none of them, and he goes down by way of the K. As Trevor Story stepped up to the plate. He's gotten on base in both of his appearances so far, as he had a double in the second and a walk in the fourth inning. And the first pitch to him, swung on a miss on a pitch inside for a strike. Luetge went to Rice University, and he spent 4 seasons with the Mariners before migrating to the Yankees last season. And the 0-1. Grounded foul down the third baseline. Quickly 0-2. Bobby Dahlbeck waits on deck for the Red Sox. And here comes the 0-2 from Lucas Luetge. He steps off the mound and will reset. And the 0-2. Pitch in the dirt. Bounces off the catcher's gear for a ball. Count moves to 1-2. Story, of course, the newest member of the Boston Red Sox, as he just officially signed with the club a little over 2 weeks ago on March 23rd. As here's the 1-2. Runs inside, and the count moves even, 2-2. Trevor Story agreed to a 6-year, $140 million pact with the Red Sox a couple weeks ago. It's the largest contract that Chaim Bloom has given out so far in his tenure as Red Sox chief baseball officer. Story steps out of the box and calls time. There was some questions as to if Bogarts will move to second and Story will play short, but it has been confirmed that for the time being and for this season, Bogarts will still be your everyday shortstop, and Story has agreed to play second. The 2-2 hits the outside corner. Story doesn't agree with that call, but he goes out looking, and back-to-back strikeouts for Luetge, and there's 2 down here in the top of the sixth. Yeah, the box, the strike zone on the broadcast and where that pitch were a little off. So Story definitely has an argument there. He doesn't agree with it, but Story is retired, and up to the plate is Bobby Dahlbeck. Dahlbeck is looking to do something here as he's 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch to him, fouled away. Dahlback grounded out to the third baseman in the second, and he struck out in the fourth. Dahlback played in 133 games for Boston last year, and he really stepped it up in the last couple months of the season, finishing with 25 homers and 78 RBIs in last year's campaign as the 0-1. It's low and outside for a ball. Alex Cora tinkered with the idea of having potentially Dahlback learn the outfield, and it seemed as if that could be a real possibility in the spring training where we'd see Dahlback spend time learning how to play the outfield positions. But we'll have to wait and see if that becomes a more serious option down the line as the 1-1 bounces in the dirt again for a ball. Count moves to 2-1. Obviously, it seems like it's only a matter of time until one of the Red Sox top prospects, Tristan Cassis, is called up. He's a corner infielder himself, so he would hypothetically slot in at first. So where do you put someone like Dahlback? That's the question the Red Sox have to answer themselves as the 2-1 runs inside and the count moves to 3-1. Lewicki gets set and delivers the 3-1. And it misses down low for a ball. So 2-out walk for Bobby Dahlback. He's on base for the first time today. And out comes Jackie Bradley Jr. Take a look at the Red Sox schedule ahead. They have one more against the Yankees tomorrow night, Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN at 7 o'clock. Then, Monday through Wednesday, they have a 3-game set against the Detroit Tigers in Detroit. Next Thursday, they have an off day. And then next Friday, the 15th, they have their home opener at Fenway Park at 2 p.m. against the Minnesota Twins. So happy that baseball's finally back at Fenway. Jackie Bradley Jr. steps into the box, excuse me. He's looking to get on base as he takes the first pitch for a strike on the low outside corner. JBJ so far today grounded out to the first baseman. He tossed it to the pitcher for an out to end the second inning. And he grounded into a fielder's choice in the fourth inning. But he did reach base, excuse me. So he's just looking for his first hit today. Correction. The 0-1 pitch from Lewicki is swung on, hit by JBJ to deep center field, but Judge tracks it down, and the side is retired. So Red Sox leave a man on base, and as we head to the bottom of the sixth, the game is still tied 2-2. I need a new water bottle soon. Sometimes I just not used to talking this much, so my throat gets very dry and sore. But we'll see. We'll see if that becomes a more prominent issue in a bit. Up next for the Yankees are their 2 through 4 hitters, Judge, Rizzo, and Stanton, to start off the inning. I would envision that Pivetta is not going to go through the whole order a third time, but he is still not at too many pitches. I believe he's only in the 70s in pitches, maybe not even. So, with it only being the sixth inning, I think Cora would like to get at least one more inning out of him, but maybe he'll turn to the bullpen. We're about to find out. Yeah, Pivetta is right. He's thrown less than 70 pitches. He's only thrown 64 pitches. And in all likelihood, with the tie game, I would like to throw him out there for another inning. So you don't put too much pressure on your bullpen again. So we went through arms like no tomorrow yesterday. Oh, we got a smile cam going. Love to see people smiling. Always the last few years have been tough, but just love to see everyone smiling, and it's just a great sight to see. A lot of smiles as Judge steps up to the plate. And Pavetta is still in the game as we head at the bottom of the sixth. His 65th pitch, however, is runs high and outside for a ball, so the count's 1-0 on Judge. The 1-0 from Pavetta runs inside, so the count moves to 2-0. Judge is looking for his first hit today as he grounded out to Trevor Story in the first inning, and he was robbed potentially of extra bases. And a fly out to deep center as Kike Hernandez made a nice catch in the fourth inning as the 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Judge for a strike. Count is now 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch from Pavetta misses on the low outside corner, and the count moves to 3-1. Ryan Brazier warming up in the Red Sox bullpen. And the 3-1 check swing, and the home plate umpire says that Judge did swing on a pitch that would have been outside. So now the count moves to 3-2. Vasquez asked for an opinion from the first base ump, but the home plate ump overruled and said he swung. And here's the 3-2 pitch from Pavetta. And check swing again from Judge, and he did not go. So leadoff walk from Judge is able to hold up his swing that time, and the Yankees had the leadoff man on. Pavetta, as animated as always, thought he got him in the check swing there, and when the umpire said no swing, he bent to the ground and said some things to himself. He's not a fan of that call. Now, Rizzo stepping up to the plate. Rizzo had the big hit in the fourth inning to take Pavetta deep and tie this game with a 2-run shot. Rizzo off to a hot start this season for sure. Through 2 games. So here's the first pitch of the AB. Misses low and inside for a ball. Rizzo, of course, was originally a Red Sox prospect, and he was part of the Adrian Gonzalez trade for the 2011 season. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Pavetta. And there for a strike in the low outside corner, and the count's even at 1-1. And Rizzo, of course, went from the Padres, and then to the Cubs, where he spent the majority of his career. Won the World Series with Chicago in 2016. And of course, last year, finding a new home at last year's trade deadline here in New York. We spent the second half of the season there, and he re-upped this offseason with a 2-year contract with the Yankees. Here's the 1-1. Hits the high outside corner. Now Pavetta has 2 strikes on Rizzo. Count moves to 1-2. Rizzo was notably emotional when traded from Chicago, as they had gone through a lot there. He had grown into an excellent first baseman with the Cubs. As I said, winning a World Series with them back in 2016, breaking their curse. But now he has a new home here in the Pinstripes. And the 1-2. Liner foul down the right field line, and count remains 1-2. Rizzo re-upping with the Yankees after the lockout happened on a 2-year deal. Pivetta gets set. And the pitch. Swung on and popped up in a foul territory. Dahlback getting under it right near the Yankees dugout. He makes the catch in the first out of the inning. So Rizzo retired. And up to the plate comes Giancarlo Stanton with one gone. Stanton is 0 for 2 today. He grounded out to the shortstop in the seconds, Xander Bogaerts, and he grounded out to Rafael Devers in the fourth inning. Of course, Stanton had a big hit yesterday. Solo shot in the short right field, taking advantage of the Yankee Stadium measurements to tie the game at 3 at that point. As he took Eovaldi deep. The 1-0, or excuse me, first pitch of the AB is swung on and miss by Stan for a strike 0-1. Stan with a little check me swing there, but it looked more like a golf swing, excuse me, but Stan swinging for the fences there for sure. Here's the 0-1 from Pivetta. Swung on and hit a very long way by Stan in a deep left field. No doubt about that one. Over the Red Sox bullpen, and that one is gone. Stanton 2-run shot, and the Yankees had their first lead of the game here in the bottom of the 6th. Stanton's second home run of the season. Just like Rizzo, he has back-to-back games with a home run to start the season. And the Yanks now lead 4-2. No doubt about that one, going over 420 feet. Pivetta tried to fool Stanton with the off-speed pitch low and inside, and Stanton read it and crushed it a mile. Pivetta once again collapsed to the ground, just with the look on his face like he can't believe he just did that. It's DJ LeMahieu steps into the box now. The Red Sox, who were once leading this game 2-0, are now down 4-2. Two-run shots by the Yankees being the reasons as to why they have to lead this game. And were able to come back and tie it. As the second pitch from Pivetta to LeMahieu is in there for a strike, and the count's 1-1. And the 1-1 is a little high and inside. Count moves to 2-1. Stanton, Rizzo, the 3 and 4 hitters for the Yankees, being two of the main sources so far for the offense production in New York. As the 2-1 is a grounder right to Pivetta back at the mound, who flips it to Dahlback for the easy out. There are now 2 done. There are 2 gone here in this bottom of the 6th. Two pitchers warming up now in the Red Sox bullpen, a lefty and a righty. Austin Davis is warming up along with righty Hirokazu Sawamura. You have to figure that these are the last few batters that Pivetta is going to handle. And it looks as if Pivetta's day is actually done, as there's a meeting at the mound. And Cora does grab the ball from Pivetta. Pivetta's day is over, and the Red Sox will turn to the pen here. Now down 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th. It's been a continuous problem since the end of last season where the Red Sox just cannot get Giancarlo Stanton out. And once again, he makes us pay. It's a new season, but Stanton still gets the better of one of our pitchers. He hit that one 437 feet. It's 112 miles per hour off the bat. And as I said, Pivetta tried to get him with the off speed there with an inside pitch, try to fool him with the slider. Stanton was clearly not fooled. A lot of cheapo homers happen at Yankee Stadium, but that was no cheap shot. That was long gone. And Pivetta ends his day pitching 5 2/3 with 4 hits, giving up 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. It's Austin Davis comes into the game for the Red Sox. Austin Davis split time last season between Pittsburgh and Boston. Obviously, he was the piece that the Red Sox got back in the Michael Chavis trade at last year's trade deadline. Joey Gallo steps on the plate and takes a ball low in the dirt. The count is 1-0. Gallo was 1 for 2 today with a single, but he was out trying to stretch it into a double, and he walked in the fourth. So excuse me, he's 1 for 1. As he takes a pitch outside for ball 2, counts 2-0. The 2-0 gets the low outside corner. Count moves to 2-1. Red Sox have a good mix of righties and lefties in the pen as they have names like Matt Strom, Austin Davis, and Jake Diekman as lefties. As the 2-1 is swung on a miss, count even at 2-2. Austin Davis didn't get too many appearances last year after he was traded to Boston, but you figure he might get some more opportunities in this pen this year. As the 2-2 is hit into left center by Gallo. Verdugo gets under it, and that retires a side. But the damage is done as Stanton takes Pivetta deep for a 2-run shot, and the Yankees had their first lead of the game, 4-2, after 6 innings. And coming up for the Red Sox in the top of the seventh is Christian Vasquez, Kike Hernandez, and Rafael Devers. Red Sox don't get something going now, then they're going to start running out of opportunities, and this is a prime opportunity. As you get back to the top of your order, and we have to get 2 runs to tie it. Got to make something happen here. Pavetta, obviously not the way he wanted to start his 2022 campaign, but if you take away the fourth and the sixth innings and just the home runs, he put together a heck of an outing. But unfortunately, you cannot take those plays away, and it's a rough start to the 2022 season for Nick Pavetta. He pitched well for the most part. He was cruising in the early part of the game, but the Yankees and their powerful hitting offense just wore him out and were able to capitalize on just a couple bad pitches from him. So we head to the top of the seventh here. Christian Vasquez steps up to the plate looking for a hit. And he swings at the first pitch and hits a mile high pop up to shallow center. Kenner Falefa and Torres are under it, but Judge runs over to grab it. And one pitch and one out to start the seventh here. Chad Green is pitching now for the Yankees, and in 2021, he appeared in 67 games, had a 10-7 record with a 3.12 ERA, pitched 83 and two-third innings in last year's campaign, and opponents' batting average against him was 193. Kike Hernandez steps into the box. And the first pitch misses on the outside corner for a ball. Kike in the first grounded out to Kenner Falefa at short, struck out in the third, and popped out to Kenner Falefa in the fifth. As the 1-0. Check swing from Kike, and he went at a pitch that was low and outside in the dirt, so the count is even at 1-1. Green gets set and delivers the 1-1. And the pitch misses outside, 2-1. Kike was a very big reason for the Red Sox postseason success last year. As the 2-1 from Green misses outside again, 3-1. And 11 postseason games for the Red Sox last year, Kike batted .408 and had 5 home runs. And the 3-1 fouled away. So count moves to full at 3-2 on the Red Sox center fielder. And here's the 3-2 from Green. Swung on and high fly foul, but it'll get out of play behind the Yankees dugout, and the count remains full. Clay Holmes, the right-handed pitcher, is getting warm for the Yankees now in their bullpen. And the 3-2. And there for strike 3, and Kike gets caught looking at the pitch. Second time of the day, Kike strikes out, and they're now 2 down in the 7th. As into the box strikes Rafael Devers. Devers has 1 hit today as he doubled in the 3rd inning, but he sandwiched in between that. He struck out in the first, and he popped up to third in the fifth inning. And the first pitch to Devers is swung on and missed. As Devers does one of his trademarked powerful swings where he swings for the downs there, but the count moves to 0-1 on Raffy. And the 0-1 is hit and popped up by Devers. LeMahieu and Higashioka were running in the foul ground, and they had to run a while because they were in the shift, but it does not matter as that pitch lands in the stands. But the count is now 0-2 for Devers. Devers looking to make something happen here to keep the Red Sox inning going. And Green gets set to deliver his 11th pitch. And the 0-2 misses outside. Count moves to 1-2. And here's the 1-2. Swung on and hit off of Green's leg, and it deflects right to LeMahieu. And he throws it to Rizzo at first. So just an unfortunate bounce for the Red Sox there. Devers is retired. Red Sox go 1-2-3 in the seventh. We head at the bottom of the seventh, with the Yankees still leading 4-2. Just an unlucky bounce for the Red Sox there. They are now down there the last 6 outs in this ball game. Due up for the Yankees in the bottom of the seventh is second baseman Gleyber Torres, Higashioka, and Isaiah Kinner-Falefa. I doubt that the Red Sox stick with Austin Davis in this game. We'll probably go to another member of the pen here in the seventh. Back half of the order here, the back end of the order. You have the 7, 8, 9 guys. Maybe we go Brazier here. He was warming up in the pen. They also were warming up Sawamura. If we were going to change pitchers, I'd rather us go to Sawamura because Brazier did just pitch yesterday. So why overwork him to start the season already in the first 2 days of the campaign? So why not go to Sawamura if you're going to change pitchers? But we're about to find out. I guess Brad Marchand and Kevin Miller on the Bruins have a show where they go fishing. I believe they went fishing with Swayman, and that episode was aired last night. Sure, you check that out on Nesson. Now, this is not a Bruins stream, but I am a Bruins fan. Boston teams support each other. Here we are again, ready for the bottom of the seventh. Let's see who's coming into the game. Of course, tomorrow's matchup on Sunday Night Baseball is Tanner Houck versus Jordan Montgomery. Your 5 career games against New York, Houck is 1-1 with a 1.86 ERA. And against Boston in 11 starts, Montgomery is 1-2 with a 3.72 ERA. But before we get to that, the Red Sox have work to do to try and get back into this game. Excuse me. And as I predicted, Hirokazu Sawamura in the game for his first appearance in the 2022 season. In 2021, Sawamura pitched in 55 games. He had a 5-1 record with a 3.06 ERA. And opponent's batting average against Hero was 227 last year. So we're going with the righty against the 7-8-9 hitters for New York. Gleyber Torres in for the third time today. He's 0 for 2. The strikeout in the third, and he popped up to Dahlback in foul territory in the fourth as he takes a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 from Hero. Misses low and outside for a ball. Count moves to even 1-1. Hirokazu joining the Red Sox last year in his first season. Now getting underway with his second season in the Red Sox uniform. And the 1-1 is hit into center field by Torres, but Kike will easily get under that and make the out. So there's one gone here in the seventh. For Higashioka. Higashioka looking to do something here as he struck out in the third. He flew out to left field in the fifth. He is the guy at catcher for New York. As they moved on from Gary Sanchez this offseason. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled off Vasquez for a strike. Sawamura was a reliable arm out of the pen for the Red Sox last season. At times, he did struggle mightily with the home run ball. That isn't a issue this season as well. But Alex Cora talked about Sawamura in spring training and praised him and implied that he will have a big role in the pen this year. As the second pitch misses for a ball, 1-1, down low. And a 1-1 pitch misses down low again. Count moves to 2-1. Sawamura gets set, delivers. And he drives it to short right, and Verdugo makes a nice sliding catch. This is becoming a common theme early in this year that Verdugo with a nice sliding, diving catch, whatever you want to call it, to grab the second out. Verdugo continues his excellent defensive play out and left to begin the season. And now there's two gone in the seventh. As he robbed Higashioka of a hit there. It's a shallow hit to left. Verdugo had to hurry, and he was running in. He laid out to grab it. So you have Kenner Falefa stepping into the box. for the Yankees with two gone here in the bottom of the seventh. First pitch misses for a ball. The 1-0 is soft grounder hit down the third baseline, but foul. So the count moves to 1-1. Kenner Falefa played in 158 games last season for Texas. And the 1-1 pitch fouled off IKF's foot, and the count moves to 1-2. And the 1-2 misses down low and inside, and the count moves even 2-2. Salmore changed his number this offseason from 19 to 18. Deuces galore as the count's 2-2 with two outs here in the seventh. Salmore deals. And the pitch. Grounded to third. Devers runs at it, makes the running throw, gets him to go. Yankees go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the seventh. Salmore does his job. Now it's time for the Red Sox offense to do theirs as we head to the top of the eighth. We got the heart of the order for the Red Sox here. Bogey, Xander Bogaerts leading off in the eighth, followed by JD, then followed by Alex Verdugo. As I said, Red Sox down to their final six outs. But you have three of our better hitters coming up to the plate. So it's really now or never. Because if you had in the ninth with Story, Dahlbeck, and JBJ being the guys to get to the plate, it makes things a lot tougher to try and make a rally. So the Red Sox need to chip away at the lead in this game. Or in this inning, excuse me. If they want to be able to come back. Last thing you want to do to start the season is open 0-2. Now, the Red Sox did that last season. They opened up the season 0-3. But it's not the best thing in the world to open up the season by getting off to a slow start. And some teams aren't as lucky and as fortunate as we were last year to be able to dig ourselves out of a hole like that. So we're back from the commercial break. Now that we're in the top of the eighth, the Yankees are turning to Clay Holmes at the bullpen. He split the 2021 season between the Pirates and the Yankees. In 2021, he appeared in 69 games with an 8-4 record with a 3.60 ERA, and opponent's batting average against Holmes was 206 last year. Holmes put in 70 innings of work out of the pen, between the Pirates and the Yanks last year. As Xander Bogaerts steps to the plate, looking for his first hit of the day as he calls time. And the first pitch of the AB is here. And it's in there for a strike, and the count moves to 0-1. Bogarts participated in Bangor, Maine way back when for the Senior Little League World Series. This here's the 0-1. Swung on a miss, 0-2. As I said earlier in this broadcast, Bogarts has been involved with the Red Sox organization since he was a teenager, 16 years old. As Felipe Valdez gets warmed up in the Red Sox bullpen. And the 0-2. Swung on and miss, and for the second time today, the third time today, Bogarts strikes out. And there's one gone in the 8th. Bogarts was kind of spun around on that pitch there as he went fishing at one of the outside area of the strike zone, and it may not be a bad idea to give him a day off tomorrow. So JD steps into the box here with one gone in the 8th, and he swings at the first pitch, and it's a grounder to DJ LeMahieu at third. Tosses it to Rizzo for the easy 5-3 putout. And Holmes has thrown 4 pitches and gotten 2 outs so far in the top of the 8th. Bogarts is doing a good job of hiding the fact that if his hamstring is still bothering him, but he's had a rough game today, and it can't hurt to just give him a day off tomorrow, if you ask me. But I'm not Alex Cora. As Alex Verdugo steps into the box with 2 gone, looking to get another hit. He takes the first pitch low and outside for a ball. Verdugo homer in the second, singled in the 4th, and struck out in the 6th. Doogie appeared in 146 games last year, bouncing around all different positions, but mostly staying in left field. But he can play all positions in the outfield as he takes the second pitch low and inside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes on Doogie. Holmes gets ready to deliver the 2-0 pitch. And this one's also low and inside, and the count moves to 3 balls and no strikes. We got a replay of Doogie's homer, down the middle and down low. And Alex Verdugo crushed it. Those are some fun times. I remember those times when the Red Sox were up 2-0 in this game. And next pitch is also low and inside. So Holmes issues a 4-pitch walk to Verdugo. And hopefully the Red Sox are going to try and make the Yankees pay with the 2-out walk here. Red Sox now have a man on base with Trevor Story stepping to the plate. Story today is 1 for 2. He doubled in the second, walked in the 4th, but struck out in the 6th. The tying run has now been brought to the plate by the Red Sox. As here's the first pitch from Holmes. And it's hit by Story, but grounded right to Kenner Falefa at short, who fires it just in time for Rizzo. And the side is retired. So the Red Sox leave yet another man on base. And they can't do anything about cutting into this lead in the top of the 8th. And we now head at the bottom of the 8th with the Yanks still up 4-2. And this could spell trouble for the Red Sox as the top of the order is up to bat for the Yankees. Donaldson, Judge, and Rizzo here in the bottom of the eighth. And we shall see if the Red Sox stick with Sal Moore or if they go with another name in the pen. It looks like they're switching to Valdez, but we'll find out after these commercials. Almost closing in on 3 hours on this broadcast. This game's, got a good pace to it. Um, as much as I love baseball, those 4 and 5 hour games certainly get to you. But that's what makes the sport unique is that it doesn't run on the clock like all the other sports. And we're getting ready here for the bottom of the eighth inning. So we get back to the action here. The broadcast is back. No more commercials. No more awkward silence. I'm going to guess that looks like Valdez on the mound. We'll get confirmation in a second. Come on, change the camera angle. It is Valdez. So Felix Valdez will make his first appearance here in the 2022 campaign. He spent time bouncing up and down between Boston and Worcester last season, but up at the bigs, he played 28 games for the Red Sox last year, had a 2-0 record with a 5.85 ERA and 40 innings pitched. And Valdez will have a tall task, as I said, dealing with the top of the order for the Yankees and Donaldson, Judge, and Rizzo. First pitch to Donaldson is a strike, low middle area of the zone, and the count is 0-1 on the bringer of rain. Donaldson's 1 for 3. So he had a single in the fourth inning and eventually scored on Rizzo's 2-run shot in that inning. So here's the 0-1 from Valdez. Fouled back by Donaldson, and the count quickly moves to 0-2. Donaldson also lined out in the first to Rafael Devers and struck out on the fifth. And here's the 0-2 pitch from Valdez. Grounded down the third baseline, but foul. So the count will remain at 0-2. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Valdez delivers. Almost caught the corner, just outside, and the count will move to 1-2. As the Yankees have Aroldis Chapman getting warm in the bullpen for the top of the ninth to try and close this one out for New York. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Valdez. Misses outside, and the count's now even at 2-2. Valdez gets set and delivers. Misses down low, and Valdez is on the verge of losing him as the count moves to full 3-2. And here's the 3-2 pitch from Valdez. Swung on and miss. Donaldson goes down by way of the K, and there's one gone here in the eighth. Good recovery from Valdez not to lose him, as he fooled him with the pitch low and outside of the zone. Donaldson not happy with himself there for getting fooled and swinging at that pitch. As Aaron Judge steps to the plate, Felix Valdez throws a changeup, a two-seamer, a slider, and a four-seam fastball. Judge looking for a hit today. He grounded out to Story in the first inning. He probably got robbed of an extra base hit by Kike Hernandez out in deep center in the fourth, and he walked in the sixth inning. And eventually scored on Stan's game-breaking two-run shot. As Stan hits one right to Bogarts at short and fires it over to Dahlback. And that will go down as a 6-3 putout. And there are now two outs here in the bottom of the eighth as Judge is retired. And then steps Anthony Rizzo. As previously said, off to a very hot start this season, had a two-run shot yesterday to open up his 22-2 campaign, and he had a two-run shot today to tie it back in the fourth. Rizzo is certainly looking for another hit here as the first pitch to him is in there for a strike. And the 0-1 here from Felix. Swung on, soft grounder to Story in the shift, who fires it on a Dahlback for the out. And the Yankees go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the eighth. But we head to the ninth, where the Red Sox are down to their final three outs, and they're still trailing Yankees 4-2. And as I said previously, up for the Red Sox in the top of the ninth to try and keep this game going is Bobby Dahlback leading off Jackie Bradley Jr. and Christian Vasquez. Valdez did his job there to make sure the lead didn't get any worse, but the Red Sox are going to have to do their job offensively. We might see something like an Arroyo pinch hit again for JBJ like he did yesterday. Maybe Shaw comes in to pinch hit. It depends on who the Yankees throw in there, but I'd be surprised if these are the three people who end up batting, but they're the ones who are scheduled up. But I envision a pinch hitter in some form, at least one being thrown in here. Maybe Plawecki comes in again to pinch hit. We'll find out. We're nearly 3 hours on this broadcast. I want to thank everyone who tuned in to this today. I didn't know how this was going to go, just doing this by myself, but of course, go wish Brady a happy birthday as well. Brady's out celebrating his birthday. So the newest and most exciting members of BSML Red Sox. He'll be back whenever we decide to do one of these play-by-play broadcasts again. Probably, hopefully, if we can try and do one for Detroit, but if not, definitely for the Minnesota series. But I definitely don't want to move to 0-2 when doing these play-by-play broadcasts. But the Red Sox still have a chance to try and get something done here, and hopefully they do. So we get back here to the game. Yeah, if Chapman is coming in and he's a lefty on righty, they might keep Dahlback in. But I'd still envision, I think Arroyo is going to get an AB here. And then they might just put in Plawecki again because Vasquez has not had a hot game again from the plate. Struggling yet again. So if it's Chapman, lefty on righty, I think we'll see Arroyo for sure. And it is Chapman who comes in. In the 2021 season for the Yankees, he appeared in 61 games, had a record of 6-4. He had 30 saves and 34 potential opportunities. Opponents batted 182 against him last year, and he put in 56 and a third innings of work for New York last season as their closer. My memory serves me correctly, all the saves he blew last year were in terrible, epic, colossally bad fashion. So hopefully that happens again here as Bobby Dahlback steps up to the plate. Looking to just get something going here. He grounded out to third in the second, struck out in the fourth, and did walk in the sixth. So hoping he gets on base again here. As the first pitch from Chapman misses, or actually, excuse me, missed at least on the broadcast, but according to the umpire, caught the low inside corner. And Dahlback is down the count 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Araldis. Swung on a miss in the low inside corner, 0-2. Dahlbeck, of course, last season struggling a lot with strikeouts as his strikeout rate was abysmal. And the 0-2 pitch. Fouled away, and the count will remain 0-2. And Dahlbeck's career against Aroldis Chapman, he is 1 for 3 with a solo home run. As Christian Arroyo is on deck, pinch hitting for Jackie Bradley Jr. And here's the pitch from Chapman. Swung on and missed. Oh, and it's a drop third strike, and he tagged him out as Dahlbeck was trying to run to first. Just like that, there's one gone. So for the second time today, Dahlbeck strikes out. Red Sox now down their last 2 outs. As Dahlbeck swung and missed, but Higashioka could not corral it completely in the glove. Dahlbeck didn't realize that until he looked at the ball, and then he started running, but then it was too late, as Higashioka just picked up the ball and tagged him. But that brings up Christian Arroyo here in another pinch hit opportunity. The lefty on righty matchup here is the first pitch from Chapman is swung on a miss. As it ran inside on Arroyo, but strike one. Arroyo struggled with his health last year for the Red Sox, only appearing in 50 regular season games. And the 0-1 pitch. Hit by Arroyo to the shortstop, Kenner Falefa, who flips it on the run to Rizzo, but Rizzo can't corral it and gets away from him. And now Arroyo's going to move up to second. And Torres took forever to get to it, but Arroyo will stay at second. And the Red Sox have something going here. With 1 out, they just got a man on second. Kenner Falefa tried to flick that to Rizzo on the run, but the throw was offline. And Rizzo stumbled trying to corral it, and the ball got away from him. And Torres wasn't there in time, so that allowed Arroyo to take another base and move up to second. It might have actually hit off Arroyo, the initial throw to first. Let's see another look at that. It hit something. It either hit off his glove, but it looked like it caught a piece of Arroyo. But nonetheless, Arroyo, good job hustling down the line and then moving up to second. Christian Vasquez up at the plate, and he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. Vasquez with yet another chance with a runner in scoring position. He has not yet capitalized on this opportunity in the 2022 season, as we have exceeded the 3-hour mark at the stream. And the 0-1 pitch from Chapman is hit mile-high pop-up by Vasquez to short center field. It's caught by Hicks, who easily reels it in, and the Red Sox are now down to their final out. Hicks, a defensive substitution, out in center field. And Vasquez moves to 0-4 on the day. So Kike Hernandez represents the last chance here for the Red Sox. The tying run still at the plate. Kike 0-4 on the day with 2 strikeouts. And the Yankee Stadium crowd getting into their feet here. That's the first pitch to Kike. And their first strike. In Kike's career versus Aroldis Chapman, he is 1-for-7 with 3 strikeouts. So obviously looking to reverse the course of history here, if you're Mr. Hernandez. Rafael Devers waiting on deck, if given the chance to swing the bat. And the 0-1 pitch from Chapman. In the dirt for a ball. Counts now even at 1-1. Good job of Kike laying off that one there. And the 1-1 pitch here from Chapman as he gets ready to deliver. Misses low and outside, and Higashioka has to scramble to go grab it, but Arroyo does not move up to third. But the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Chapman looking to close this one out for the Yankees and have them win their first series that they play here in 2022. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and hit right to Kenner Falefa at short. He fires it on to Rizzo at first, and that's your ball game. Yankees win 4-2. They take this first series, and the Red Sox fall to 0-2. And you're not your New York Yankees. They're not my New York Yankees either, but the Yankees improved to 2-0 on the season. Nick Pivetta picks up the loss in his first outing as he gave up two-run shots. That was the difference in this game. A 2-run shot to Rizzo to tie it up, and the 2-run shot to Stan in the bottom of the 6th is the hit that ended up winning this game for Boston. Or excuse me, for New York. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. My apologies. But the Red Sox will look to salvage something tomorrow night on Sunday Night Baseball from this series with Tanner Houck on the mound against Jordan Montgomery. The Yankees, of course, already winning this series by taking the first 2 games of it. But hopefully the Red Sox can try and rebound and win this final game tomorrow against New York. Another tough loss for the Red Sox to open up the year as they fall to 0-2. But we'll go right back at it tomorrow. We're over 3 hours in this stream. Wow. Thank you to everyone who showed up. Thank you to everyone who listened. We won't be right back at it tomorrow, but we hope to do a post-series recap at some point tomorrow and get it uploaded to YouTube. Obviously, the guys over on Celtics Talk Weekly have to focus on the final Celtics regular season game against Memphis tomorrow, so they'll have you covered for that. Hopefully, they'll have you covered to recap the Yankees series, but this was a fun one. Sucks that they didn't win, but what are you going to do? 160 more games to go. Red Sox fans, don't hit the panic button just yet. But thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.